boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. As we count down the best matches of 2017 for WWE, we are on the best 205 Live matches. 205 Live only available on the WWE Network. If you have never checked out 205 Live and you have the network, you need to check it out. If you don't, I would say subscribe to the network. It's $9.99 a month. And don't worry, I'm not getting paid by WWE. I just think these are great matches. If you want to check out the pay-per-views, the history of all the pay-per-views, every current WWE pay-per-view, I've watched the history of all of them. So all the Manias, all the SummerSlams, Survivor Series, Money in the Banks, Elimination Chambers. I've watched the whole gamut of these shows. And in 2018, I will be continuing what I started in 2017 and doing the best of leading up to the pay-per-views. The best of the Rumble stuff coming up. So yeah, there's been some fantastic matches over the years. One of my favorites is WrestleMania 9, I believe it was. Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. And then the SummerSlam that year, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. Some of the greatest matches you'll ever see. So yeah, 205 Live. Some of the greatest matches of 2017 on here. I have the 10 best matches. 8 of the 10 are more than 4 stars or more. If you're not familiar with the Dave Meltzer Pro Wrestling Illustrated 5-star rating system, he rates it, I guess indifferent than I do. I rate a match based on my enjoyment of it, based on the length of it. The longer the match goes, the more I'm likely to get it, 4 and 1/4. It can be a 10-15 minute match and still be 4 and 1/4. And the best match on here is 4 and 1/4. So yeah, it's just whatever I like and how I believe. I like the Lucha Libre style of wrestling. It comes from CMLL, the Mexican style, the flippy, the high flying, the jumps and whatnot, the top rope stuff. What the cruiserweights are built on. The cruiserweights from WCW, where I basically cut my teeth watching professional wrestling, was WCW. So, but yeah, get on to this. Number 10 came from July 4th, was Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins. Two of the stands out from the Cruiserweight Classic. 2 former Cruiserweight champions. Rich Swann getting the victory over his best friend TJ Perkins in a 3 3/4 star match. Number 9 comes from March 7th. We had Austin Aries, a double, versus Tony Nese. Tony Nese, to me, is one of the most talented guys on 205 Live. We see him on Monday Night Raw. A double getting the victory in a 3 3/4 star match. I so wish Aries would come back to WWE, come back to NXT. I know, unfortunately, WWE kind of cornholes these guys who are under 205 pounds. They cornhole only in the Cruiserweight division, like Hideo Itami, Austin Aries, Neville. These guys are so talented. Cedric Alexander. These guys could be U.S. champions, Intercontinental champions. Why not a world champion? But unfortunately, in 2017 WWE, if you're under 205 pounds, you're Cruiserweight. So yeah, Aries left. We all know that. Number 8 on the list from April 4th. It was a number 1 contender fatal 4-way match. It was Jack Gallagher versus TJ Perkins versus Mustafa Ali, which, so much talent there. It's amazing how talented he is. Versus a double Austin Aries. Aries getting the victory, going on to WrestleMania and losing in the pre-show to Neville. I gave that 4-star. 7th on the list comes from May 23rd. It was a street fight. The Brian Kendrick versus Akira Tozawa. This was the conclude of their feud, which, for me, it just concreted more how good Akira Tozawa was. Not, getting him put over more. I thought it put him over more with the crowd by beating the Brian Kendrick. People knew who Brian Kendrick was. Oh my God, this Akira Tozawa beat him in a street fight. I like Akira Tozawa. I've always liked Akira Tozawa since the Cruiserweight Classic. Well, I like him, then I kind of, now it's like since he's part of Titus Worldwide, 4-star match, Akira Tozawa beating Brian Kendrick. And number 6 on the list comes from July 18th. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak. As we know, Drew Gulak has the PowerPoint presentation, which is so fucking dumb. It's a rip-off of Jericho's Monday Night Nitro promo of 1,004 holds. And every other one was armbar. If you've never seen that video of the promo that Jericho cut, go on YouTube, look up Chris Jericho 1,004 holds and watch it. It is classic GOAT. It is classic Chris Jericho. Mustafa Ali getting 2 out of 3 falls against Golic. I gave him a 4-star match. Next, back in July 24th, almost a year ago, Cedric Alexander versus Neville. Cedric Alexander could be easily a United States champion. I would love to see Cedric Alexander and AJ Styles, Cedric Alexander and anybody on Raw or SmackDown, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. His talent is more than cruiserweight talent. But you know what? He went so long on the indie circuit, I think he's just happy to be there. It's amazing. He actually lost, if I remember, I think he was the one that lost a bunch of weight to get into the Cruiserweight Classic. So yeah, Neville getting the victory there, but it's 4 1/4 star. And just cements how talented Cedric Alexander is. Number 4 comes from March 21st. We had Neville versus Mustafa Ali. Neville getting the victory in a 4 1/4 star match. Number 3, from August 22nd, was the Cruiserweight title. We had champion Neville versus Akira Tozawa. Wow, what a great match this was. Neville getting the victory by submission, 4 1/4 star. Just terrific how good Akira Tozawa is and how good Neville became. Once Neville turned heel and got with the Cruiserweights, to me, his career skyrocketed. Unfortunately, it skyrocketed to the point where he's no longer in WWE, or he's got a contract dispute or whatever the hell is going on, which is sad. Somebody that talented, you know, I don't know what the deal is with it. If he wants more money or whatever, but it's like, come on, this guy has talent, but unfortunately, WWE is so talent heavy. 1 or 2 guys like this, who cares? Move on, next. Number 2 comes from February 8th. This was a number 1 contender, Fatal 5-Way. Jack Gallagher versus Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali versus TJ Perkins. Jack Gallagher getting the victory, going on to face Neville for the title, obviously losing to Neville. I gave it 4 1/4 star. It was fantastic 5-way. Normally I don't like 4 and 5 ways because it's just so complicated. There's so much just crap going on, but it seemed like in these two, the number 1 is also a 5-way. Is they kind of let 2 or 3 guys at a time do stuff in the ring, and they kind of kept the chaos away from the middle of the ring. And then number 1 was the Fatal 5-Way leading up to WrestleMania. It was the week after number 9, the Austin Aries Tony Nese. That was March 7th. This was March 14th. Fatal 5-Way number 1 contender match: Austin Aries versus Brian Kendrick versus Akira Tozawa versus TJ Perkins. And versus Tony Nese. Aries getting the win in that 5-way and going on and losing to Neville, like I've spoke of before. Just another tremendous 5-way. The same way as number 2. They let little portions happen since it's a whole clusterfuck at once. I give it 4 1/4 star. It was one of the best matches on 205 Live of 2017. So that will wrap up the best 205 Live matches. So stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the best NXT weekly matches and then on to the pay-per-views. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.